Hello, my dear Cancer. This is your love and spirituality reading for the mid-month of June 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I read for the signs in the order of most liked videos, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for your sign. And Cancer, you have been great. You have come first, I think, 3 months in the row, so I'm really grateful for all the love that you are sharing with me and encouraging me to continue working with this with enthusiasm and feeling very supported. So thank you so much. And I have put the astrological information for the month of June in a video of its own that you can check out in my playlist Q&A. And you can also find it at my webpage www.queenofcupstarot.se. The reading can go both ways. The message is for the people who watch it. So if you cross-watch for another sign and recognize yourself as the main person in the reading, just trust your own intuition and you will get the message you need about your relationship. For this reading, I used the Osho Zen Tarot by Deva Padma. I've been using it since 1995, and many of you have asked how I have learned to read tarot in the way I do. This deck has been my main source of inspiration, together with Crowley's Tot Tarot. It is working with the wisdom of Zen and can be used together with cards with Zen stories to get an even deeper knowledge of your situation. I will make a shorter 5-card spread to make it more digestible for you. And now I'll start shuffling your cards, okay? So, my dear Cancer, when I open the deck here, I see 7 politics and the hangman in the reversed position. The hangman in the reversed position is a very good thing because it means that you come out of a stuck or blocked or hanged up situation. The 7 politics, it's usually someone that's not really fully authentic, as you can see on this picture. It's a person presenting many masks. So they are presenting like this mask, but this is not the truth of who they are either. This is like a person that doesn't love themselves. They don't believe themselves enough. They don't trust themselves enough to show their true authentic self. Maybe they believe that they can't be loved if they are showing who they really are. And that is, of course, creating a lot of shadows and misunderstandings and blockages, because when we are not talking honestly with each other, it's getting a lot of confusion. And it's the same if you're trying to be very nice towards people. Maybe you are trying to, always go with the flow and kind of help people out. And they will know if you are not happy with, their idea or whatever it is that you are saying, yes, okay, yes, that's a good thing, we will do this. And they will suspect that something is wrong, and they might even stop trusting you because of it. So we should also be authentic in these kind of situations. For example, when we don't like an idea, you need to say, okay, so I fully respect your idea, but this is the problems I see with it. So we don't have to win in this situation. Many people doesn't want to stick out their nose because they think that there may be problems or conflicts, but you don't have to win. You just have to speak your mind. And here with the hangman in the reverse, I'm thinking that this might be what's happening here, that a person realized that it's better to speak my mind, even if it will make me lose things, because this is politics. So we want to manipulate people into loving us by acting very nice, for example, or we can also manipulate people into loving us by different magic tricks. But if we start to trust ourselves and love ourselves fully, we don't have to do this. Okay, we can trust that we will be loved, even if we don't manipulate people or go in the direction that they want us to go. Okay, so the hangman in reverse is, as I said, coming out of a stuck situation. You're not hanged up anymore. And why we get hanged up in the first place is because we are supposed to learn this, to see things in a new way. So it's like the divine is holding us kept in a place where there's no exits. No, we can't use the normal exits, like using a charade, for example, or a facade showing up a great face. So we will be kept in a struggling situation until we realize that there's another solution, and, for example, start to become more authentic, and then suddenly we are released and we can move forward again. So it's a very good sign here. Okay, even if it has been difficult maybe to deal with people like this, or to always be misunderstood, even if you try your best and try to be nice all the time and people still not trusting you. So I call the divine with love and light, and here we have change together with politics, so it's just supporting the hangman in reverse, that now things are starting to move on. For some of you it will be repetition of an old situation, like you will meet manipulating people again, or people that's not fully authentic, and you're not supposed to take it personally this time. Okay, now you know that this person that acts like this, they are just scared that the true them is not going to be loved, so you don't have to paint them out as a villain or become very scared. You can just see through their facade and know what's going on behind the curtains, and keep yourself cool and maybe a little bit detached if you are dealing with a person that's very manipulating and using politics to get their way through. You don't want to be caught up in their drama. So I'm thinking you're going to be tested with this, maybe meeting more people that's like this, or new people like this, or the old people are acting in the same way, but you are going to deal with it in a new way, because every time the wheel comes, you have a new chance to solve your karma. Your karma might be that you have, go along with these people and let them have their will, because it seems very important for them. But now you are not supposed to do that, because they are not being helped by you not telling them exactly what you see. I see that you try to manipulate me. I'm not going to fall for that. This is what I want in this situation. Okay. So I call the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world, and here we have you, Cancer, here in reverse together with the politics. So now we're going to look deeper into you. 7 of Swords. It can be a situation where we feel I'm not young enough, I'm not old enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm never going to be able to pull it through. And here it seems like mostly you are not trusting your own emotions, and maybe you're trying to cover them up. You might feel very over dramatic in a situation, but you try to act like you are not, okay? And that can be good. I have told you before, you can fake things until you make them. So, for example, you may not want to be very dramatic in a certain situation, so you put up a facade and say, no, everything is fine. But you can put up the facade if you want to. No one's saying that you can't. These readings is just suggesting like an easier way for you to do things. You're free to do whatever you want, okay? You can still put up a facade, showing a strong face, even if you want to cry, for example, if that makes you feel more in your own capacity, for example. If you cry every time when your boss gets upset with you, that may make you feel like you lose your power. But what you can do instead, when you feel maybe the tears coming up, or feeling the sorrow like squeezing your heart, is to say it. You don't have to have like a full drama show. You can say, I feel very hurt in this situation. I feel sad. I feel wounded. Whatever you need to say. And also you can say the disengagement. If you don't want to engage in the drama, you can say, okay, I feel very sad in this situation. I'm sorry that you said just that. I can't really discuss this with you right now. I'm going to take a walk, or we can see each other next week, or I call you later, or whatever you need to do to collect yourself and find your balance again, because we want to be in balance. We don't want to be like this victim for every wind that comes and blow you in different direction. I understand that it is like this, but you can still talk. You can still tell how it feels, even if you don't start to yell or scream or cry or, show up the drama. So it seems like many of you is getting like dishonest in a way, or not authentic, because you don't want to be a drama queen, okay? And you don't have to be a drama queen, but you can still tell people how it is. So I call the 6 elements, earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to join us here today and to give us for the miser. Okay, the miser is showing what the 4 of Pentacles card is about. And it's about boundaries and keeping your stuff for yourself, or sometimes we can be too loose with them and giving it away to everyone. And here we have kind of a wall is falling, and here you have the tower, which is also kind of a tower or wall falling, and we see 2 people falling in the abyss here. This is a good thing, okay? This is a healing thing. Some veil is falling, some wall is falling, something that you have held up towards other people is falling. And the flashes here is flashes of insight, it's divine energy. So whatever you have kept here as a secret, for example, your sad emotion, it's now going to be available for everyone. Okay, you can't keep this light inside of you, because your intuition is telling you something important, and you are not supposed to hide it, okay? You don't have to, as I said, fall into a abyss of despair because you feel like this, but you can say it. Communication, okay? Say how you feel. Tell people how you feel. So I want to give us a clear view reading for my dear Cancer viewers. I want my dear Cancer flowering to have love in their lives. So the Queen of Pentacles can be a Virgo, it can be a Taurus or a Capricorn, and it's most probably also you, but it might be mirrored on the outside world as another person. Flowering is like spreading seeds or spreading keys to the beautiful Rowdy Prisoners, as I think it was Hafiz that said that beautiful thing. So she's spreading her seed like a dandelion flower, okay? And she doesn't care where they end up. So this is what I was talking to you about, to sharing your wisdom. Like I get sad, you said this thing, I got sad, okay? So that is spreading your wisdom. You're spreading your intuition, your divine intuition that you got, this signal of pain that you got. You're sharing it with people. So you're being authentically you, the authentic spirit of you, and sharing this. And it's a gift, because then you give the correct feedback to people. So they know when we get the correct feedback, that is when we eliminate mistakes, and we also have a chance to fix things. A person can come and say to me, for example, that I was so angry with you. You did this thing. It was 15 years ago. And I can't do anything about it now. So I just say, okay, that was horrible act of me. I don't even remember the situation. But if the person would have said that in that situation, that I'm getting very upset right now, I feel like this, we could have talked about it and the misunderstanding would have been eliminated. Maybe it was just something in the person's head, or maybe I was clumsy without, really knowing that I were acting clumsy. I didn't know anything about what's going on inside this person. This is just an example. It's not really something that have happened for real, but it could have happened. And so you understand that I just take like different situations and put them into like a display for you, so you can understand what can be going on here. And if you would have shared what was happening, misunderstandings could have been like rise like a mist in the morning, and this person on the other side would have known what was your problem, and didn't have to go you didn't have to go for 15 years holding a grudge towards someone that couldn't read your mind. So you need to spread the wisdom, the keys for the Rowdy Prisoners, the one that doesn't know about your world, and you can help them see your world, okay? So So I want my dear Cancer to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have creative success and be able to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So my dear Cancer, I will just tune in for a few seconds to your reading and your energy. Okay, so my dear Cancer, I will just split this deck here into half and put out your cards in this new spread. So this is your situation right now, and this is your past, and this is your future. This is the past of the situation or the person that you have been dealing with. And this is the future, how this situation or person will act or how the situation will evolve into the future. Okay. So the first card here, your current situation, is Playfulness. So Playfulness is a very, very beautiful card. It's you spreading all these keys to the beautiful Rowdy Prisoners. So you're really here to help people. You're not here to obey. You're not here to keep your mouth shut. You're here to lead and inspire people. And that you do with being your natural, normal self, okay? With not hiding who you truly are, not hiding your beautiful spiritual light, okay? So this is playfulness. This is being very happy with being you, trusting that you are fully okay and that the divine love you in the way that you do, that you are, sorry. And this is how you, like, you could really look, not maybe with the nose, but your soul. And we saw with the Seven of Swords how people can see themselves, like either they have this facade or they feel like this monster, like a lizard person or a demon. But really this is what they are hiding with not being authentic, this beautiful self, okay? And this is messages as well, and it's you need to speak up and share messages. Maybe you feel also inspired to start a new relationship, a new situation, something new going on for you that will help you forward and to help you fulfill your spiritual mission. It might also be involving a child or your inner child, a child that finally being acknowledged and allowed to shine, okay? And this is your past. And here we have ripeness. So this was in the exact right time. The ripeness number 9 is 9 of Pentacles, is connected to the Hermit card. And it's the situation where we have been a little bit withdrawn, a little bit for ourselves. We have put ourselves in a more stable position, maybe taking away relationships and situations that didn't really really help us to be the person that we truly were, or for example, staying in your own authority, being very grounded like this, mature, adult, and not letting outside people or situation lead you astray or make you, it's like not falling for peer pressure anymore. That's the best interpretation for the feeling that I feel right now. So you're not falling for peer pressure anymore. You're becoming very stable. You rather withdraw from people in situation that doesn't work out if they don't listen to you than to stay and try to, you know, show up a false facade so they can accept you. What they see is what they get now with you, and you are much more stronger, much more resilient. You can take care of yourself. You love yourself. You take care of your inner garden and its ripeness. So you're ready. So you have cultivated yourself into being ready to share your gift with the world, okay? And this is your future. And here we have the Page of Swords in the reversed, the Mind card. So it's about speaking your truth even if your voice shakes. So this is going to be your greatest challenge. Probably you're not going to be particularly diplomatic in the beginning when you're starting to share your view, but you're going to be more and more skilled with this. Page of Swords in this card, it seems terrible, but it's just showing how we are thinking about the consequences, and we are trying to see ahead and trying to be careful for what kind of future we are to create. You can't really be bothered with that. You can't see the whole picture. You are just this beautiful thread being woven into the web of creation. You can't see the whole picture. The divine can see the whole picture. So don't try to, figure out how the future is going to be if you do that or that or that or that. Then you're back to the Seven of Swords, the manipulation and the games. What you need to do is to be very straightforward and trust your own self. Trust this beautiful foundation that you have built for yourself. Some of you is going to be dealing either with fire or air sign. I have had a strength coming up for you in different shape and form for like a year. So I'm thinking this is you. And you might be dealing with a air sign personality or any person that is in their head, okay? And in their head, it's very hard to get in connection with a person like this because they will be in their head, so they won't hear you. They won't hear what you are saying. They just see their projection. They are just in their old dramas. And so you will have to tell them multiple times the same thing. It won't be any quick fixes, okay? It won't be like this that you say to them, well, this makes me sad, and that is going to be the big epiphany, and from that day they are never going to act like that again. No, you are going to have to be tolerant like a mother, like the Queen of Pentacles that we saw flowering, giving up the seeds. You're going to have to be like that, like a teacher, like a mother, endless patience, also with people that can't really understand you. So it's like message is not going to be fully received, but you need to speak your truth anyway, regardless of the consequences, but do it diplomatically. Talk about you. Don't say, you are hurting me. Say, I feel hurt in this situation, and take full responsibility for that. Take care of yourself. If the other person wants to comfort you and take care of you, fine, then finally you got this connection. But if they don't, if they can't understand you, they can't support you, support yourself, because this person seems to not be able to support themselves, and you need to support yourself, because you can't be two people lost at sea. One of you needs to be grounded in this maturity. If the other person is going to be like full like in their head, being very suspicious, not believing in you. So if you have people judging you on the outside or being very suspicious, don't mind that, okay? It's not personal. You are sent like a light into a dark room, so you can't expect the outside to be bright and yummy and people connecting and understanding and loving, because you are sent as a light into a dark room. So it's going to be dark, and you are going to have to continue being the light and not turning into the same dramatic person that we can see here on the outside. So that's going to be your challenge, to keep your head clear, to be courageous enough to speak your truth, even regardless of the consequences, and stand firm like a mother or a teacher, and like try again in a later date if your pupils doesn't understand your teaching. So next time you say the same thing, well, this is very hurtful, and you don't get bitter, you don't burn bridges, you don't even if you need to sort people out of your life, you say, well, right now I'm feeling a little bit overburdened because we are not seeing eye to eye. You don't seem to appreciate who I am. I think we need to take a pause from each other. You don't have to say, I hate you, I will never see your face again. You can try diplomacy. Okay, so that's the danger here, that you are this strong now, but you might not use diplomacy. So try to be diplomatic and patient. And it might be people being like spying on you, or they are looking at you with suspicious eye. don't care about that. It's not personal. It's about them and their fears. Okay. So this is the past from this situation that you have been in, or with this person, and we see suppression here. It has been a situation where people haven't spoken their mind. This is 10 of Wands. Each of these rope is like a staff. It was a staff from the beginning, but it's now instead is holding you down. So it's like spiritual message just as have come true, like come true, come true, come true, come true. But people have been so up in their head that they haven't been able to, you know, give this along to the next one. So I'm thinking who you are dealing with is mirroring your issue perfectly. They also have this problem with not being authentic and not speaking their mind and not saying what they really want or what they really long for. So it's a big block, but it's in the reversed. So I'm thinking it's ending now. Like either the person will get sick, so they can't continue in the way that they did before. They can also explode, so that like a volcano. This is like a volcano, and eventually it will erupt. This is the mind holding the situation back. No, I can't say that. No, I can't do that. No, I can't call them. No, I can't do. So it can be a person longing extremely after you, or have a bunch of things they want to say to you, but they don't because their mind is preventing them. What can happen. So they calculate with their limited human mind. They try to calculate what will happen. But as I said, you can't see the consequences or the full consequences because you're just a thread woven by the divine or God in this beautiful weave of creation. So you're just supposed to follow your own intuition and trust yourself. Here with the 10 of Wands in reverse, something has happened that has changed the whole deal. So a person getting sick, exhausted, blowing off their handle, something has happened here. Maybe they just stopped with suppressing themselves and suppressing the situation. And this is what will come out of this. And we have Thunderbolt. So this is a good thing. Okay, the walls will come caving down. And it's you that's doing this, spreading keys for the beautiful Rowdy Prisoners so that the walls can come down. When you start speaking the truth, other people will start to speak the truth too. This is going to be very enlightening. It might be like from a flash from nowhere. Maybe a person is going to reach out for you that has been holding a grudge against you, or I think something wonderful is going to happen, but as people's walls are falling down, their veils are falling down, their masks are falling down. So you might also see the truth about someone, and it might be not that beautiful truth, but for most of you, I see that the beautiful spiritual thing will come through. This is divine intervention. It's like having an intervention with a drug addict or an addict to not speaking their mind. Like this is a person that has been in addiction to not being authentic, and now the divine wants to change that. By helping you in this way, helping to support you, Cancer, so you can show more authenticity, and this will spread like rings on water also to your surrounding. So I'll read the center card of this reading because it's the most important card, so you can get a little bit more understanding of what's going on here with you. So there it was. Life is rarely as serious as we believe it to be. And when we recognize this fact, it responds by giving us more and more opportunities to play. The woman in this card is celebrating the joy of being alive, like a butterfly that has emerged from its chrysalis into the promise of the light. She reminds us of the time when we were children, discovering seashells on the beach or building castles in the sand without any concerns that the waves might come and wash them away in the next moment. She knows that life is a game, and she's playing the part of a clown right now with no sense of embarrassment or pretense. When the page of fire enters your life, it's a sign that you are ready for the fresh and the new. Something wonderful is just on the horizon, and you have just the right quality of playful innocence and clarity to welcome it with open arms. The moment you start seeing life as non-seriousness, playfulness, all the burdens on your heart disappears. All the fear of death, of life, of love, everything disappears. One start living with a very light weight or almost no weight. One becomes so weightless, one can fly in the open sky. Zen's greatest contribution is to give you an alternative to the serious man. The serious man has made the world. The serious man has made all the religions. He has created all the philosophies, all the cultures, all the moralities. Everything that exists around you is a creation of the serious man. Zen has dropped out of the serious world. It has created a world of its own, which is very playful, full of laughter, where even great masters behave like children. So there was the dropping again. You are here to drop the keys to the beautiful Rowdy Prisoners. I will also take a Sacred Rebel Oracle card. It's with Elena Fairchild. She is channeling very high, beautiful energies. So, what's going on for Cancer mid-June? Mid-June touch-up here for Cancer. See what's going on. Okay. Legacy of Light. Release the dark wound. Let love live. So I'm feeling both of these are for you. So I will have to read them both, but I will do a little bit shorter with them, so you get the hang of it, but maybe not getting bored. Okay, so 7, Legacy of Light. You are being asked to honor the legacy of light that is your sacred birthright. Take nourishment and support from those that have come before you, your ancestral lines, not only in blood but also in spirit. Perhaps these are the beings that have inspired and motivated you to live as a sacred rebel from your heart and with belief in yourself. The more you are nourished by this legacy of the light from your past, the more you become a bearer of the legacy for those that will be supported by you, by your light into the future. This is a sacred endowment from the great universal source of light to humanity. It is the light of wisdom, creativity, radical courage, love, and respect that is passed down from the heart of each generation to the next. The legacy of light is your spiritual birthright to refine and shine your essence into the world, to be like a sun, radiant and unapologetic of your nature. Unapologetic of your nature, you see? You're supposed to be your pure self. Release the dark wound, let love live. So I'm thinking this is what's happening here with this other situation outside of you. If we detach something from its source too soon, trying to force it to become what it's not yet ready or willing to become, we can unintentionally sap it of its strength and kill it. There's a dark wound in the consciousness of humanity which demands perfection and denies process. If you are thinking of publishers before you have even written the book, if you are comparing your unfinished song idea to the latest best-selling pop release, if you have decided you are not good enough or worthy enough to succeed before you've given it everything you've got and ask for divine help, then this dark wound has you in its grasp. You have to let go of the deep grip of perfectionism and let yourself and your ideas live. Love is abundant, creative and inspiring. It moves us so much more joyously and creatively than fear. You are being asked to honor the path of your own love, what inspires you, what feels exciting, joyful, and perhaps even rather different. Let that live. Release the dark wounding of false belief. There are countless stories of vastly successful artists who were clearly behind the project that was making of their career because of the deep despair fostered by their own dark nature. They doubted, they were uncertain, was their work any good? Was it useless? The struggle to believe in the right of a work to come to life, why it was accepted, revered, or rejected by others or not, that nearly lost their work to fear. Undoubtedly, there have been many times when this has actually happened and the work was not saved, not allowed to live. Do not let this happen to you. Whether something is meant to be commercially oriented venture or a more personal creation for your own therapeutic healing, it must to be allowed to be without judgment, without criticism, even with premature evolution. It must be allowed to be what it is, and only time, love, patience, and attention will reveal it. So I'm thinking this is also, it might be your project, but it might also be another person. So you need to have patience with them. They might not be ready for the great revolution of you, but you can lead them the way step by step by just showing like another way to do things, a less serious way to do things, a more spiritual way to do things, a more in tuned way of doing things. So share the light with the beautiful Rowdy Prisoners. Okay. So I hope this helped. I want you to take really, really good care, and I welcome you back to my July reading that I will perform in the mid of June. Okay, bye-bye.